Welcome to Church Experience Leadership Training with Brandon Bruce. Our vision is to train up godly leaders who will help more people experience a full life in Jesus Christ. So let's jump into this month's leadership training.
Hey guys, today we're going to talk about building a team. And whatever ministry God has you in these days, we're going to talk about how to make it better with a team, because it will be stronger, it will be better if you have others around you. It might go slower at first, but in the end, you'll go faster and you'll go further. Here's the thing, Jesus, when he was about his ministry on earth, he recruited 12 people. He had his disciples, but Jesus was perfect. So you can shoot to have a team of 12 people around you, but for me, that feels like a lot. So I want you to think in terms of 8. All right, I want you to think in terms like a Lego brick that has 8 pegs on it. I want you to think about that. You know, my kids love Legos. In fact, they love to scatter them all around the house, and they get sucked up in the vacuum cleaner. They get buried under couches. But if you think about those little Lego bricks, each of those pegs, I want you to think about a different area or a different category within your ministry. So for example, let's say you're leading a life group. All right, I want to encourage you to have a couple of those spaces filled by an assistant leader, someone that you can train up intentionally for the purpose of having them launch out and lead their own group one day. It might be somebody who can lead in your absence when you're sick or when you're on vacation. Maybe someone who's willing to give you a break from time to time and host the group in their home. Maybe somebody who could lead part of the discussion from time to time. It might be a point leader. Maybe you say, hey, would you be willing to be a point leader? And I just want you to carry the responsibility of organizing the childcare for our group. Or I want you to take care of the responsibility of organizing the dinner or the snacks or the dessert we have in our group. So you're given responsibilities and you're planning. See, number one is if you want to build a team, I want you to think through what you need to succeed. All right, what do you need to succeed? On the mission that God's called you for, what is it that you need? What is the positions you need? What kind of personalities do you need? What's that team that you need to invest in? And then number 2, I want to encourage you to make the ask. All right, make the ask, and that's where you prayerfully think through who it is that you're going to ask, and then you go to them and you say, hey, I have this great opportunity to make a difference, and I could use you, and I think you'd be great at this, and I want no pressure, but I want to ask you to be a part of it. And then back off and let them decide if that's for them or not. Circle back up with them, follow through. Don't make the mistake of underselling the responsibility. A lot of times as we're starting out in ministry, we want to make it sound easier than it is so that people will say yes. But if God's tapping them, if he's calling them, they're going to say yes. So you just present the vision, that, hey, this is a big responsibility, it's very important, here's what's involved. You don't have to give them too many details, but give them what they need to know so they can pray it through and think through if they want to be a part of it. And then after you've made the ask, I want to encourage you to train it and develop your team. The more that you train, the less you're going to have to control, the less that you're going to have to get involved and all the details of it, and you can give them autonomy and freedom to lead out the vision that God has given. But you got to make it clear, you got to have expectations, you got to have boundaries, and you got to make it crystal clear what the win is. I'll encourage you to lead with compliments instead of critique, and tell them what they're doing well. Ask questions when there's areas that need to grow in. Say, hey, how can we get this better? What's your ideas? What's your plans? Number 4, I want to encourage you to care for and love on and encourage your team. Have fun with them. Spend time with them. When you love on your team, they're going to win. In fact, Dan Ryland, the executive pastor at 12 Stone Church, he said, personally, I found that when I care for my team and I make sure they're developed, they take care of the vision. He says, further, if they are genuinely loved and cared for and developed well as leaders, the amount of pressure that they can carry increases over time as well as their joy. So love on and develop your team, spend time with them, pour into them. Don't try to lead all of the ministry yourself, lead those leaders. Number 5, communicate clearly and consistently. Again, Andy Stanley says, let people know what the clear win is. So give them the clear vision, let them know how to succeed, let them know when there's changes, expectations, goals, talk those things through. They say that communication is important for any kind of expectation you had. Said another way, expectations without communication is a disaster. So make sure that you communicate clearly, make it crystal clear. I believe in you. Take these 5 things, identify the need to succeed, make the ask, train and develop, love, care for, and encourage your team, and communicate clearly. If you do those 5 things, and you're going to see your team grow, you're going to see God use you in an even greater way. And I believe in you. I believe that God wants to use you, and I think he's going to do some amazing things. So I want to encourage you to join me in leading on.
Thanks for watching this month's leadership training with Brandon Bruce. If you're not familiar with our ministry, you can learn more at churchexperience.tv.